All right. Welcome to the Quizzical Spirit podcast. I'm Ross,
And I'm Deb Heim.
and today we are going to talk about a special event. Um, the last two book launches that we had a book launch event at the Black Husky Brewery in River West, and they brewed a beer for us. Deb wrote some songs. I did a reading. That's the low light.
Oh, it wasn't. It was awesome.
We had a lot of people there, and a lot of authors came to sell their books as well. And Deb, you know, unwilling
Go
to,
big or go home.
that's right. So she decided that our next book launch, which is going to be next fall, uh, should be way bigger.
Okay,
So,
so let me tell you a little bit about it and why I'm doing it the way I am. First, we wanted to do one of the things that we have seen that we want is to create community. And when we did the other launches, there was community. We had music from a vendor. We had the first time we had food from a vendor. We had other authors. We had involvement by the brewery staff. So it felt very community like. We had audience participation for some of the readings. Some of my friends did a reenacted a scene. So it was very interactive. It wasn't just the reading and it was like super fun. So this time I don't know what popped into my head, but one of the scenes in Argren Blue is there's a fair, and it was like a festival that you would have in any small village. You have different festival seasons and whatever. And so I thought that's what we should do is like a festival, like a fair, like a Ren fair, and let's do an Argren fair since it's the world of Argren. And once I
get it?
got that in my mind, I could not let it go. And now I'm wondering why I decided to do it because it's a lot of freaking work, but we already have a lot of interest. And I think one of the things is one, I don't know anybody else that's doing anything like this. We have some folks in Milwaukee that do the awkward nerds do like cool events. Excuse me, and they just did a spring Renaissance fair. Found a lot of vendors there, by the way, but they do awkward nerd book fair and they do like really cool interactive events. And I'm like, that's kind of what I want to do. Talking with Tim, he and Tony own Black Husky, talking with them about this, and they thought it would be a good idea. They're willing to do it with us. So that's what we're planning right now is a Ren Fair in River West for September 15th, 2024. It's going to be at the Black Husky and the park across the street.
Right. So we'll have vendors in the park. We still hopefully will have authors.
We already have two.
We have two,
So
and we'll be,
I already
soliciting
have
other authors.
five vendors signed up and it's really early. So
Right. Mhm. So it hasn't the stress level hasn't started to ratchet up yet, but if the if the last two events, which were way smaller, or any gauge, this is going to be uh,
yeah, one of the things that I want to do this time, we had a scene acted out, but it was more a tape. The first time we did it, we had a table read with Black Husky staff. That went really well. Second time, we had actors who sort of acted out a scene, but it was a kind of table read. They still had scripts with them. Um, I I really want to have a scene really acted out, and I also want to have not for I wanna have some poetry. We're gonna oh, okay. So we're gonna do and this was Tim's idea. We're going to do events that bring people in that are exciting. We're gonna do feats of strength. If you've read Argren Blue, you know about it. No, Spirit Sight. There's a character named Agmar who is kind of a low level uh, villain, but he ends up great. But initially he's kind of a low level villain, but he's a big bulky guy. So we're gonna do Agmar's feats of strength. We got to find a bow. So if anybody knows, but I think I may have a bow, but I need a backup bow where you just like do a bow hold, like how long you hold the bow, and then an anvil hold or something, and then Tim's
Sled pull.
suggesting a sled pull across the street at the park. I don't even know how this stuff's going to happen. But the thing is, that's the stuff Tim knows how to do. They do strength stuff all the time. Oh, and um, I talked with a guy who does beard supplies, and he does beard contests. So I have a comment. I'm trying to get him to do a beard contest, which I think would be hysterical. So yeah, it's going to be stressful. But it's as soon as I say to people, we're going to do a Ren Fair in Riverwest,
Yeah.
they're like, sign me up. Like we've
Mhm.
had so many people. I mean, if there's a place that needs a Ren Fair,
It's River West.
it's Riverwest.
Mhm.
It's and we want it to be not just, people dressing up and all that, which they do in Riverwest. It's not called dressing up, it's just called Saturday.
Mhm.
So, but what they also have are a lot of artists and a lot of alti kind of people, and the Alaos are very artistic. That's a big chunk of who they are. They tell stories, they sing songs, they write poetry. They don't write. They have more of verbal, um, oral history, but they definitely do art. They are some of the best artists in that world, and it's kind of a big theme in Argren Blue. And it will be as well in Ostera when that comes out later. But yeah, I'm trying to get somebody who's going to do blacksmithing. I mean, well, we'll see if I get him. He hasn't gotten back with me yet, but I have a way of staying on people till they agree or I give up. But one of the two. But anyway, what else about it? I mean, I think it's going to be super fun.
Mhm.
It's going to be super stressful.
Yeah. No, it's the two book launches were really fun. So, and we go to big events at the Husky all the time, and they're always a lot of fun. So it should be, you know, um, like our book launches on steroids, and
Yes.
hopefully we'll have two books coming out then,
Yes.
and so it's very exciting. And like Deb says, I people have book launches, but nothing like this. So
No.
it's going to be um,
Yeah.
a lot of fun. And if you're in the Milwaukee area or if you can travel, then you can come see
Yeah,
us.
I think you'd enjoy it. They're brewing a beer based on the book. Um, we'll have food, we'll have vendors, food vendors, and all different kinds of vendors and feats of strength.
Okay. Anything else?
No, I think that's it
And I'm sure this is something we're going to be talking about uh,
as we go
many
along.
times
Yeah.
between now and the fall.
Yeah. If you want to be a vendor or you want to connect with us, just go to the Facebook page World of Argren.
Mhm.
Um, and that's where a lot of the vendor stuff is going on right there. Um, and or just our Facebook page. We have a Quizzical Spirit place, but or Ross's or Ross Hightower Debheim. You'll find us on Facebook. So
Right. The best
we
place
have that.
though is the
Yeah.
World of Argon group on Facebook. We're trying
Yes.
to get everyone to be a member there so that we can communicate with everybody really
Yep.
easily.
Yeah, about book launches, but also this event, but other, like, we've been posting of like the awkward nerd events we're posting there, anything that's going on in the community that we think would be interesting to the people that like our books.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. We'll talk to you next week.
All right. Bye.
Bye.